In the recent video, I talked about the Spamton Sweepstakes ARG. However, the event is now over, so today I'm going to cover every ounce of information that was revealed. Let's do this. The first page is Deltarune.com/code. On this page is pretty much an introduction from Noelle. Here she explains that there are around 26 total pages to find on the Deltarune website. Clicking on the comments will take you to nothing too important, just funny comments from Deltarune characters such as Birdley. The next page is Deltarune.com/ICE, where you get another post from Noelle. I'm not going to bother reading this because the grammar is really off, but the gist of it is that Noelle was scared of a creepy IC box and only her sister believed her, so Kris dug out a hole in the graveyard to bury it. At the bottom of this page, there is a link tied to the word sister. Clicking on it leads you to Deltarune.com/December, which leads to a fake error called "This page cannot be found," implying that Noelle's sister Des is missing. The next page is Deltarune.com/catpetters. It seems to be another post from Noelle, which reads, "As you may know, Cat Petters 2 is one of this admin's favorite games. To those who don't know, it's a game where you take care of a cat and raise it. Sounds simple, right? Actually, the game has a really deep animation and breeding system, so players have been able to hex edit the game data to create brand new pets. If you download the right mods, you can raise birds, hamsters, cars, cartoon characters, and even more. Mew Mew Queen's Symptom family pack is a great example of how far things can go. However, you have to be careful, because not all mods are very compatible. When pets fall in love, an egg appears and it hatches into a new pet that combines the animation and visual data of the two parents. Meaning if you try to breed a hamster in a car, you'll either get a complete freak of nature, or worse, you'll get this message: incompatible pet. Then the game will freeze and the music will glitch out. I was so scared of seeing that message as a kid. I would punish my pets so they would never fall in love. If an egg did appear, I would throw in the trash right away. At the bottom of this page, there is a link that is connected to the phrase, "until one day." This leads to Deltarune.com/egg, which reads, "If you have no pets, it's known that there's a rare chance for an egg to appear, giving you a random pet. This is the only way to get some of the secret cats in the game, which are still super rare on top of that. So it's a lot of waiting for eggs, hatching them, and throwing away tons of cats trying to get the perfect character. This caused other problems, but I'll explain that another time. But one day, when I was trying to get the ultimate cat, something weird happened. A white egg showed up on my screen, but there was a message with it. Special. I was really excited. I've never gotten a special egg before. In fact, I never even heard of it at all. I sat there for an hour waiting to see what it would turn out to be. Maybe I would be the first one to discover a brand new cat. But what was weird is, the egg never hatched. I started to worry that it was some kind of glitch, so I decided to try and get rid of it before it hurt my computer, and that's where things got really strange. No matter what I did, I couldn't move or throw away the egg. I tried clicking it over and over, and in the end, all that happened is it made some kind of weird sound. This freaked me out so much, I deleted the game and reinstalled it, but the egg was still there. Now that I'm older, I think what happened is, I had so many mods installed that the egg didn't know what to hatch into. But at the time, I thought my computer was haunted or something, or the egg was going to kill me. After a few hours of freaking out, I eventually faced my fears and loaded up the game again. The egg was there, but it didn't seem to do anything. So I started raising it like it was a normal pet, brushing it and playing with it and stuff, but by the end of the day, I actually started thinking it was a cool pet, and maybe I could try to figure out how to upload it online as a mod. I wasn't able to do that though. The next day, when I opened up the game, the egg was gone, with a message that said, "left home due to happiness." Usually the message is, "pet left home due to sadness." It only happens because you neglected your pet. It's not supposed to happen because you were nice. One last thing, the egg actually had a name, but I don't remember what it was. It's been driving me crazy ever since. If anyone else has ever seen an egg in this game, like this, please sign my guest book. Please. First one gets 100 cheesy points from me. Deltarune.com/man also exists, where if you click on the top of the tree in a very specific location, it will also lead you to Deltarune.com/egg, implying that this is somehow related to the man behind the tree. Next up is Deltarune.com/des, which leads you to a red guitar, and if you click it, you get a new song which is called FindHer.ogg. reinstating the fact that Des is missing. Next is Deltarune.com/sighting. This one is an image of Spamton on the toilet, and it's creepy. There's not much to really say about it. The next one is Deltarune.com/secret. This one leads you to a bunch of doors, and every door either leads to nothing or something. Some lead to things such as a Rousey plush, but one of them leads to a cropped Wikipedia page, which turned out to be a Wikipedia page on Superbad. The other one leads to Deltarune.com/chair. If you click it, the chair breaks and you get a low-pitched version of waterfall ambience. If you click it too many times, you get a jump scare of Spamton's eyes. The next one is Deltarune.com/dog, which leads you to the Hall of Fame where you get to see the dog. Next up is Deltarune.com/lancer, where you get to see a bunch of spinning lancers. The next one is Deltarune.com/ram. This takes you to the green room that was in the status update. You're able to click on the doors here. The left one takes you to Deltarune.com/weather, where you get a message saying that the weather always sticks together with new characters. The star door takes you to Deltarune.com/changing room. If you click on the curtain, you get to see a shadow man freak out as you saw them. If you click on the shadow man, it takes you to Deltarune.com/shadowman, which shows this. Far right door takes you to Deltarune.com/TV, where it's the TV from the end of Chapter 2, but it's off apparently. Bluebubble.rodeo takes you to new sprites of Kris and Susie. Deltarune.com/blink leads you to a sprite of Susie blinking at random. This is not meant to be Morse code. The next page is Deltarune.com/Chris_dreamer_Chris, which says, "It's funny, there was a time when they were coming over almost every day. We'd play and we'd play, then after a while, they would suddenly get very still, like they were remembering something. They'd go into the dining room to get a snack, then after a few moments, I'd hear the piano. The first few times I went in to watch them play, but when they realized I was looking, they'd always shut the piano and come back. So over time, I just started staying on the couch in the living room. I'd lie there, listening to them play, sometimes for hours, sometimes even until I fell asleep. Even then, what were they thinking about me? Maybe they weren't thinking about me at all. They didn't have a piano at their house, so they probably just came over to use mine. Even then, with my eyes open, there were times when I wasn't even sure if we were friends, but when I closed my eyes, it felt like a concert just for me." The next one is Deltarune.com/the newest girl, but it's excessively long, so I won't read it here, but basically it's just Kris and Susie's relationship before Chapter 1. If you wish to read it, the link will be in the description. The next one is Deltarune.com/blue circle, which reads, "I barely ever receive fan mail." No pressure, guys. But just in case I ever get an email from anyone out there, I have this habit of always reading my spam mail, just in case it's someone real. Mostly it's just weird stuff like Hochi Mamas can get big too. But one day, one of the spams I got was nothing but random letters and numbers. I figured it was probably a failed attempt at sending me a virus, but I thought, what if I tried putting it into Cat Pedders 2 as a mod? So I did, and weirdly enough, it actually managed to load. For people that don't know the game, it has a very special visual style. All the pets are made of circles that get animated around. One circles will be the head, another the eyes, another the pupil, another the body, etc. But I guess the game didn't like the data very much because this pet was only just one blue circle. Yeah, just one blue circle floating in the air. The animations didn't work and it never moved, except for occasionally glitching out. All of the stats were really bad and all of my characters really hated it, except for certain ones. I couldn't explain why anyone liked it, but it was really funny to see who did. What's weird is that the circles seem to be able to multiply. Normally you get two pets to fall in love to make a new pet, but after a while, even if the circle was by itself, the congratulations message would come up, and then there would be two circles. I thought this was funny, but the circles started piling up. I tried to throw them in the trash, but they were multiplying too fast. My screen was nothing but congratulations messages when the game crashed. Needless to say, I had to wipe all my pets. The next one is Deltarune.com/damn you, Tenna. It has a crossed out TV from the end of Chapter 2. Below it, it is dialogue from Spamton that reads, "That damn boob tube. You're the one that should be having a refreshing night's sleep in the recycling bin. Everything is his pay. Everyone is going to pay 5 easy payments of $9.99 and they're all disposal area. Begging for my everyone, except." Clicking on the TV leads you to a static screen that reads, "You're early." Scrolling down, you have text that says, "What are you doing here? You should not be here." Scrolling down further, there is a tiny link that takes you to a blue screen that says, Aren't you forgetting something? This page takes you to deltarune.com/Ice Palace Glacier. It's another post from Noelle that reads, "Did anyone else wander around this screen as a kid? The cross-shaped maze in the ice area from Dragon Blazers. Once you go in it, no matter where you go, you'll always be brought back to the same room. Normally, one of the characters is supposed to guide you through the maze, but it became one of the most famous, or should I say infamous, parts of the game because if you go there without that character, you're basically be stuck forever. The developers actually say something about this in the manual. It warns you that this glitch is actually one of the bad guys' magic spells. Yeah, sorry guys, I think you were just eating a little too much fruitcake. As a kid, I had no idea that this was a glitch. I literally spent hours on the screen wandering around thinking there was an exit. The thing is, there actually is one. Somehow, kid me was so stubborn, I think I went every single possible direction somehow. Then the last direction you go is up. If you do that, you'll find a door that doesn't appear anywhere else in the game. This shocked me so much as a kid. I screamed and pulled my controller so hard it unplugged the controller. So I started the game again, and with my hand shaking, I went back into the maze. But what's super weird was that somehow I was able to get right back to the door. Now, I was going to be able to see what was in the secret door. Or so I thought. It was locked, and I've never been able to find any key in the game that opens it. Since then, I can actually get to the door pretty consistently if I concentrate. Unfortunately, I don't know exactly what I'm doing, and it feels different every time, so I can't give any advice. I know this sounds really fake, but if anyone ever figures out a way to open the door, please sign my guest book. I'll even put you in a Hall of Fame. So next up, we actually got a Spamton Q&A on Twitter via Fangamer. There's actually a lot of information here, but here are the ones that are probably the most important. In this one, Spamton is talking about pets, such as cats, but he actually lists some elemental pairs, such as himself and Jevil, but there are two new ones that have yet to be revealed that are linked to secret bosses, such as Thunder/Light and Dark/Star. I'm betting Thunder/Light will be the Chapter 3 secret boss as it links back to the weather people we saw earlier. In this question, Spamton is asked the identity of Mike. Spamton pushes the question away and says that we'll know nothing about Mike. However, he does mention something called the Cathodes crew. Now, I pointed out that CRT, as in a CRT TV, actually stands for a cathode ray tube, which means Mike could somehow be related to the CRT TV we saw earlier. And with that, thanks for watching, and check out all the Deltarune Chapter 3 videos, and maybe the AI series too, I mean, you never know.